Hi students, today we'll continue the preparation methods of alkyl halides, and in this second preparation method, the first preparation method we already gave. In the previous video we gave that alkyl halides preparation from alcohols. The last reaction I gave, that is ethyl alcohol reacts with thionyl chloride in the presence of pyridine or in the absence of pyridine. Here it is giving CH3, CH2, Cl plus SO2 plus HCl. In this reaction, ethyl chloride plus sulfur dioxide plus HCl is formed. This method is called as a Durgen's method. This reaction is known as Durgen's method. Sometimes they ask this Durgen's method, which of the following is the best method for the preparation of alkyl halides from alcohols? That is the Durgen's method. Why this is a best method means, here ethyl alcohol converted to ethyl chloride, the sulfur dioxide, the other product is sulfur dioxide and other product is HCl. The sulfur dioxide and HCl will be evaporated easily, and so here the sulfur dioxide HCl escapes out from the vessel. What is the remaining compound? Only alkyl halide. So ethyl chloride is only formed. So this is the best method. This is the way to get the only one product, and the remaining SO2 and HCl escapes easily. Okay, that is about the previous method. And next second method, that is from alkenes. So from alkenes, preparation of alkyl halides. Here from alkenes, how we can prepare? Generally, suppose an alkene we are taking CH2 double bond CH2 plus HX. Here this is called as ethylene. Ethylene reacting with hydrogen halide. In the hydrogen halide, halide is a negative ion, hydrogen is a positive. One positive charged ion or species attacks on the carbon, another negative charged species attacks on the another carbon. So it is giving CH2H and CH2X. This is an alkyl halide formed. Okay. And similarly, suppose if you are taking an unsymmetrical alkene, CH3, CH double bond, CH2. This is called as an unsymmetrical alkene, it is a propene. What is symmetrical, unsymmetrical? You can easily differentiate. When double bonded carbon is having two same type of atoms, the groups or atoms present on the same carbon atom, two carbon atoms is same, it is symmetrical. But here this double bonded carbon has a hydrogen and one methyl group, and this carbon is having two hydrogens only. So it is called as a unsymmetrical alkene, or it is a propane. Commonly it is an IUPAC name is propane, and here to this if you are adding HX, then here it is again X minus and here it is H plus. The addition of HX to this unsymmetrical alkane is always following Markovnikov's rule. Markovnikov's rule. What is Markovnikov's rule? Yes, we studied this Markovnikov's rule in first year syllabus. As per the Markovnikov's rule, negative part of the reagent added to less hydrogen atoms containing double bonded carbon atom to give the product. So it is CH3, CHX and CH3. That is the product. The positive part adds to more hydrogen containing carbon, and suppose if you are having CH3, CH double bond CH2 plus HBr, then according to Markovnikov addition reaction, we are getting CH3, CHBr and CH3, that is called as 2-bromopropane. Okay, 2-bromopropane formation occurs. For example, the same reaction if we are conducted CH2 plus HBr, if the same reaction is conducted in the presence of a peroxide, in the presence of a peroxide, we studied this also in first year syllabus, that is in presence of peroxides, addition of HBr to unsymmetrical alkenes is always follows anti-Markovnikov addition rule, or it is also called as peroxide effect, or it is also called as a Karash effect. The peroxide effect or Karash effect or anti-Markovnikov of addition. Here negative part adds to more hydrogen. Means Br is added to this, and this is a free radical addition reaction, and it gives CH3, CH2 and CH2 and Br. Here we are getting 1 bromopropane. So please remember, without peroxide, Markovnikov. In the presence of peroxide, anti-Markovnikov addition and gives 1 bromopropane only. Next, suppose if you are taking the Markovnikov addition rule, we think Markovnikov addition gives a carbocation intermediate. So whenever carbocation intermediate forming, there is a chance for the rearrangement process also. Suppose if you are taking this type of alkene, here to this if you are adding HBr, then what is the actual product? We think like Br is added in this position, hydrogen is added here. So we will get CH3, CH, CH3, CH, Br and CH3. But this is a minor product only. We are getting major product in different way. That is CH3, CBr, CH3, CH2, CH3. This is the major product. Why we are getting this as a major product? Why this is a minor product means that is because of a carbocation formation and rearrangement reaction. Here first thing what happens is whenever we are adding HBr, H plus and Br minus, H plus is added first to this carbon atom. So by the addition of H plus, CH3, CH, CH3 and CH plus, because of this pair of electron shifting onto this, here you are getting CH3. One H plus is added here, so you will get CH plus. This is a secondary carbocation. Secondary carbocation. This secondary carbocation will undergoes to 1, 2 hydride shift. 1 to hydride shift. Here 1 to hydride shift means this is first, this is 2. So this hydrogen is shifting. This hydrogen is shifting. I will write separately about this hydrogen. So this hydrogen is now shifting onto this carbon atom. So what is formed is CH3, C plus and CH3, and here we are getting CH2 and CH3. Without shift, if this negative charge is added on this carbon, we will get the first product. If it is shifted onto this, here negative positive charge is present, and this is called as a tertiary carbocation. This is called as a tertiary carbocation. This tertiary carbocation is more stable than secondary. So now to this we are adding Br minus, and so we are getting this as a major product. So please remember the hydride shift occurring here. Okay, because of hydride shift, we are getting this as a major product. Next reaction, suppose if a compound is having CH3, C, CH3, CH3, CH double bond CH2 plus HBr. In this reaction, the products we can expect like CH3, C, CH3 and CH3, C, Br, H and CH3. And another possibility is CH3, C, CH3, Br and CH, Br and CH3. This is a major product and this is minor product. Why that is a major product means in this process it is following Markovnikov addition reaction and this is undergoing to 1 to methyl shift. 1 to methyl shift occurs, like 1 to hydride shift. Here methyl group shifting onto this carbon. So because of this 1 to methyl shift, we are getting the major product as a methyl group is here. Okay, this is 1,2-methyl shift product. Okay, and next, suppose if you are having a cyclic ring and adjacently if you are having a double bond, then here HBr is reacting, and here again Markovnikov addition occurs, but here the ring expansion reaction occurs. Ring expansion and 1,2 hydride shift also occurs. Because of ring expansion and 1,2 hydride shift, the final product must be like this. Here the bromine atom is present. First ring expansion, next hydride shift occurs. So we are getting a tertiary bromide, or bromine is at a tertiary carbon atom. Okay, this is a Markovnikov addition and the rearrangement reactions occurring in Markovnikov addition. Okay, and next, suppose if you are taking CF3 CH double bond CH2 plus HCl to this. CF3 means here it is electron withdrawing group. Whenever electron withdrawing group is present, they undergoes to anti-Markovnikov addition. Here chlorine negative part adds to the more hydrogen containing carbon. So CF3 CH2 CH2 Cl is formed. And suppose if there is a Cl and CH double bond CH2 plus HCl, then here this is a minus I group and it is a plus M group, and here this is minus I group. Okay, and because of this electron donating nature, it has lone pairs on it and it acts as electron donating, so Markovnikov addition occur, so we'll get Cl, CH, Cl and CH3. Okay, the next preparation method, the third preparation method from alkanes. Here from alkanes by halogenation process. By halogenation process. Here halogenation process means we can add a halogen to alkane. Fluorine is more reactive than chlorine. Chlorine is more reactive than bromine. Bromine is more reactive than iodine. The reaction of iodine is endothermic, and this is reversible. And fluorine, even in dark condition it reacts, and this is explosive reaction. Okay, and iodine, if we are taking reversible reaction, so here in the presence of iodine we can use HiO3 or HNO3 or HZO like strong oxidizing agents to prevent the backward reaction. So for example, if RH is taken, this RH reacts with suppose chlorine in the presence of sunlight or at a high temperature, it is forming RCl plus HCl. Similarly, if there is RH and I2 is reacting, then this is a reversible reaction and it is forming Ri plus Hi. The formed Hi, if we are taking HNO3 or HiO3 or HZO, then HiO3, suppose if you are taking, then this reacts with Hi and this is converted to iodine plus H2O. Otherwise, this Hi again combines with Ri and it is giving the backward reaction. So, because of its reversible nature. So, to prevent the backward reaction, we need to completely remove this Hi by converting with HiO3. If Hi is converted by the HiO3 into A2, the backward reaction is prevented or stopped. And by this process, we can prepare the alkyl halides from alkanes, and in this process also the reactivity order is this one, but in first year we clearly explained about the selectivity also. Please remember, selectivity of bromine is more than chlorine. Whenever reactivity order is taken, chlorine is more than bromine, but selectivity if you take, bromine is more than chlorine. So whenever we are having a tertiary hydrogen, secondary hydrogen, primary hydrogen, tertiary hydrogens are selective by the bromine than chlorine. So this is the reactivity order of tertiary, secondary, primary hydrogen atoms also. Okay, the reactivity, availability, basing on the availability of tertiary, secondary and primary hydrogen atoms, it will be selective by the bromine and chlorine to give the products furtherly. And in the same halogenation process, by using NBS, it is also called as allylic halogenation. Allylic halogenation, or it is also called as benzylic halogenation. Allylic halogenation or benzylic halogenation process. Here, allylic or benzylic halogenation by NBS. What is this NBS first? NBS means it is called as N-bromosuccinamide. N-bromosuccinamide. This N-bromosuccinamide is called as NBS, and this is the structure for N-bromosuccinamide. Okay, this is a best reagent for the allylic hydrogens and benzylic hydrogens halogenation. Suppose if you are having CH2, for example, double bond CH and CH3 plus NBS, then here this is called as allylic carbon and allylic hydrogen. Then in the presence of NBS, it gives CH2CH, CH2Br. Allyl bromide is formed. Suppose if you are having C6H5CH3, this is called as a toluene. Toluene also reacts with NBS, and this is called as benzylic hydrogen, and then it is forming C6H5CH2Br. Benzyl bromide is formed. That is a benzylic halogenation process. So NBS and NCS, NCS means N-chlorosuccinamide. This NBS is giving a free radical substitution process mainly. Even from alkenes also it is a free radical substitution process. Next one, Finkelstein reaction. Finkelstein reaction. Here Finkelstein reaction. What is this Finkelstein reaction? Here alkyl chloride or alkyl bromides reacts with sodium iodide. Is reacting with sodium iodide in the presence of acetone. Here the reaction is conducted in the presence of acetone. So alkyl chlorides and alkyl bromides reacts with sodium iodide in the presence of acetone, and they gives the products, that is alkyl iodide plus NaCl and alkyl iodide plus NaBr. Here this is a reversible reaction, but the solvent is acetone. Acetone is actually a non-polar solvent. Here NaI is covalent compound and NaCl, NaBr are ionic compounds. Whenever there is a covalent solvent or non-polar solvent, covalent compounds are soluble, whereas ionic compounds are insoluble. They are undergoing to precipitation. That is the advantage of this reaction, because NaCl, Nab are precipitated. Means one of the product is precipitated means the reaction always occurs in forward direction according to Le Chatelier's principle. So that is the advantage for this reaction. And one more important thing, this is SN2 mechanism reaction. The Finkelstein reaction is also called as halogen exchange reaction. It is also called as halogen exchange reaction, and this is SN2 mechanism reaction. Suppose if you are taking hydrogen Here this is a methyl group, this is ethyl group, and here we are taking chlorine, and NaI we are taking in the presence of acetone solvent. Then definitely SN2 mechanism means here we are getting iodine, H, methyl group, ethyl group. Means completely inversion. The product is an inversion product. Inversion product is formed. The last one, that is a Schwarz reaction. Here Schwarz reaction means it is a special reaction for fluoroalkanes preparation. Here also, suppose if you are taking alkyl chlorides, it reacts with a Schwarz reagent. Here Schwarz reagent means AgF or Hg2F2 or COF3, SbF5. This type of compounds we are taking, and RCl reacts with AgF to give RF plus AgCl. This is mainly called as a Schwarz reaction, mainly for fluoroalkanes. This reagent reaction is used for fluoroalkanes preparation. That is important thing to remember. Schwarz reaction is a special reaction for fluoroalkanes preparation.